Welcome to HC Magazine's People You Should Know. I'm your host, David Madalena. With me today is a wonderful artist, Mohan Sundaresan, and he's got a pretty storied life here. He is now based in La Jolla, California. I think I'm saying that right. And he is known as the cannabis artist for his work with Hemp Canvas since 2018. So, calling in today, Mr. Mohan Sundaresan. Mohan, how are you today?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. We do this issue now. It's 2 years now that we've done the 100 People You Should Know. And
Yes,
when you were nominated, I was really excited because one of the things we've always done at Hemp Connoisseur magazine is we always loved featuring artists. And to feature an artist who's working with Hemp Canvas is really exciting for me because we always want to show all the amazing usages of hemp. But can you kind of give us a little background of how you became an artist and how you kind of got into the medium?
well, I wouldn't. First of all, I wouldn't like to call myself an artist. I guess, the only way for each individual to get to know themselves is through some craft. A craft which involves raw materials, not a prefabricated instrument or anything. Maybe a brush or something with just a hand and eye coordination, because that's the only way you can identify yourself with your craft. And it's something so personal, no one would know what it is about, but you'll be able to see those, whatever they say, good and bad sides of you, and that's only with a craft. And the more honest you become as time goes by, you start wanting to see more of you, and you keep digging in, digging in. And one thing I have to say, a human mind is amazing when put to the self-test. Each individual must for themselves. This is not a group or collective ideology or anything like that. There's only one code: honesty to yourself, period. Anything else is just an eyewash.
Hmm.
And the only way you can come out is, and also express whatever comes out of you, not express in the form, in the spiritual form. Just be who you are. Whether there's good or bad in you, everything comes out. And you don't care because you want to find out yourself.
Hmm.
And also maybe awaken that good and bad in on the onlooker.
Hmm.
You're not. I don't do anything to please anyone because life's too short for
Hmm.
that.
Right, right. So you really look at your craft, Mohan, as really a journey of self-discovery. Then.
It's a journey of self-discovery, and to tell you the truth, there's no risks you're taking because there's no consequences. But there are surprises, though.
Hmm. So
There
is
are
it?
surprises which you never knew a day before. But when you're so preoccupied with what usually everyone are, fulfilling that goal is the material. No matter how much you have of it,
Hmm.
you're not going to get that contentment.
Hmm.
It's only that part, the juice which is within you, the true juice, only that can be the cherry on the top of your satisfaction, material satisfaction.
Hmm.
Like Picasso said, the reason for life is finding your gift,
Hmm.
and its purpose is to just give it away because it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, no, that's a good. I wanted to ask that question because it's, um, y- you touched on it before we went on to air, and that you're not doing this for the money, obviously, and it's very obvious that it's coming through in what
No,
you're saying.
how can you deal with yourself? Then you get into that material way of thinking.
Mm.
You're not investing in yourself. You're donating to yourself. You're giving and forgetting. So you're going deeper into yourself with the interest of knowing more about you. And believe you me, the more deeper you go into yourself, you're connecting more with the whole universe, with everyone, even those you don't know.
Mm.
And when I talk about hungry babies dying at birth, I don't know them, but I'm very sure they exist.
Mm.
And my whole devotion is to that. Maybe through my art, people will realize the beauty in them because it's only the beauty in them that can make a change.
Mm.
It's not picking up a book and reading out or following some. We go outside searching for the truth. We'll never find it.
Because it's inside.
It's only within
Mm.
you, whether you're sitting on a bench or whether you're on a, whatever you're doing. It's all within you.
Mm.
There's a saying, we are all born stars covered in skin, but the light we seek can only twinkle from within.
Mm. Oh, I like that.
So anything else is a mask.
Mm-hmm. I
And
love it.
when I do my craft, I'm not wanting to make a mask for people to say, oh, beautiful. That's the least I'm interested in. And then I usually comment, okay, if it's beautiful, that's a self portrait of you. Do you get me?
Mm-hmm. I do.
That's
I
a
do.
self portrait. I'm painting myself about you.
Yeah.
So I come back again to scratch one. Not insulting anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but a surprise
Right.
is could also be a disappointment.
Y-
But that you should face, and that's the surprise, and that's then you start living in anticipation, not in expectation,
mm. I understand.
and because Frank Frank Sinatra sang the best is yet to come.
You speak frequently
Take your time.
of you're not an artist, you're a craftsman, is a better way to put it, I guess.
It's a craft, and it's only through a craft you can get to know yourself. Because I don't want to get involved in this art business. Because to be very honest, today's art, I've seen it somewhere or the other, or a slight modification of what was already presented. The
mm-hmm.
reason why mine is kicking off so well is because no one has seen it
Mm.
before, and no one has even come to the thought of doing something like that. And that's where I came to this thought when I was pushed into the darkest corner of my life. I'm sorry, but I'm thankful. There we go. It's searching deep within you.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And there's no, if there's any bullshit still in me, I just want you to get rid of it.
Well, if there is any bullshit in you, I don't think it's coming through today. Um, I, so do you find that it's therapeutic to sit down and work on your craft on a daily basis?
It's, when we use terms like therapeutic and all that, it sounds too scientific,
Mm,
even for the simplest thinking of people,
I understand.
thinking of mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's why just get involved with the craft, forget everything. And they start realizing what they can do with that, and they start realizing the beauty within them.
Yeah. I
And automatically they'll be having their own conversation undisturbed.
Right. Well, when you speak of craft, I have to. I don't speak much about my past usually, but I went to school for theater and for acting, and that was one of the things that we were always talking about. Is like, you know, it's amazing how many things you're saying today, Mohan, ring true to things that I was taught. It was like this is about your craft. Your craft is how you discover more about yourself as an actor. I mean, that was our craft.
Yeah, because if it comes into a form of art,
Mm-hmm.
now can you describe art? No one can describe art.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute you have somebody like judges, jury, and all that,
Mm.
it's
Critics.
that's for me. That's not art.
Mm.
Art is something it should be free for everyone. And if you're doing it, it should be for everyone in mind, not catering just for a certain group of people, either in an intellectual form or religious form or political form, nothing doing. Even those people climbing up coconut trees, when they see something, they should be able to interact. That's all. And a professor of professors should be able to react also.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me if I may mention this, one of the leading neuroscientists, Professor Mandel, Arnold Mandel. I talk with him, and I haven't been further than high school. Now he's got pages of degrees, I'm sure. One of the world-renowned neuroscientists. And we talk on most common basis because we don't have anything to do with what's happening in the box.
Mm-hmm.
We are out of the box. And another thing, you can't think out of the box. Being in the box, you only find loopholes in the box. To think out of the box, you have to be out of the box.
Yeah, I get it.
And once you're out, you wouldn't want to come in.
You don't want to get back into it.
You don't want to get back in.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. And this only you can come to any judgment, not get advice and go to anywhere because they'll probably give you advice, wanting to try it themselves, wanting to do it themselves, but trying it out first, or not knowing where to go. You can only be truthful. And see, we go searching for the truth outside, but very conveniently, we search for the blame also.
That's fascinating.
And so we're just running around in circles.
Right.
There's a beautiful line written by John McLean. This was in 1970. It's called Crossroads. And he was a young fellow, teenager or so. And a human mind is amazing. And he wasn't singing that or writing that words for fame or anything. He wants to talk to each and every one.
Wow.
If, by the way, when you have a chance, hear that. Crossroads.
I will. No, I've already written it down, and I hope our listeners will check it out as well. John McClane, Crossroads.
There's so many messages always being sent in form of music or poetry or anything like that. But it's usually from one person to the other. Just convert that same thing from you to your inner, from you to yourself. Whether he's presenting a lady with flowers or they're enjoying the bottle of wine or anything, just transfer those words towards you. And you'll come more serious to searching for words that you can relate with. And that inspires you. And when anything inspires you, you lose your mind. You're not in your body. And that's how I am when I'm painting.
I can see it. I'm inspired right now with you. We have to take a quick break, Mohan, and I can't wait to get back to talk to you more about being outside of the box, your craftsmanship, and what you're doing working with hemp canvas as well. So we'll be back in just a moment. Want to be a true hempster? Visit us at hcmagazine.com and subscribe to our weekly news updates, or download our app for Android or iOS mobile devices. Now, get hemp with style wherever you are. Hey, we're back with Mohan Sundaresan. And God, we're having a fascinating conversation here, Mohan. And it's such a great departure to come away from, I'm used to talking and nothing against them. I'm used to talking to entrepreneurs and business people in the cannabis space. And I love getting to sit down and talk with artists such as yourselves, because you can shake it up and get us outside of this, like you said, box that we've been creating for ourselves and looking for our self-discovery and, finding our own craft within ourselves. And I love the conversation. So I'd like to delve a little bit into that, but also, like, you're working with hemp canvas now, and I wanted to know, was there a personal reason why you did it, or is it just that something that came about and you discovered, wow, this is a great material and medium to work with?
I was working on normal canvas previously, and then till 2017. And 2018, my manager who lives in Vegas, Steve Meadow, he told me, hey, this cannabis stuff is really going crazy. Do you think you can introduce a cannabis leaf in your paintings? I said, yeah, sure, I'll try one. I tried to Google, there are thousands and thousands of leaves. And I said, no, forget it. I'll do one just how I feel like a cannabis leaf, and I drew one with 11 arms. And that was total by mistake. It was a very difficult one to read, but I sent it to my manager, and he immediately presented it to a few magazines, and they had it in within a week or two. This the very first one I did, which I was, of course, it gave me a total boost. Okay, good. So I may make a fool of myself not getting the leaf right, but at least it creates an atmosphere in their mind.
Sure.
So then he said, hey, let's keep doing a couple of these. And then magazines and magazines started writing about him, presenting new stuff. And I was trying different ways of presenting the leaf alone, you know. But then I realized that is just like it comes into a comparison situation. My thing, my craft is the background to bring something in their mind which can ring a bell, and the leaf should be just an image to look, but as a attractive a focal point. But the mystery should be all within in the background. And then I started getting away from the other canvas because then I said, let's do it on, or my manager suggested, let's do it on hemp canvas also, the hemp leaf on hemp canvas. I said, perfect. And he ordered some canvas, and I saw the texture of it. I was in love.
So is that now your favorite medium to work with?
And now I use a lighter weight because the first one I thought of making a piece, it turned out quite interesting. It's about 5 feet by 9 feet tall, and I used the heavier material. So, but now with the smaller pieces, I'm using a thinner material, and it's like cruising in space. The knife cuts through it like butter, and coloring it is also fun.
It is, huh? Does it pick up the colors really nicely for you?
It picks up the colors. I can play around with it a lot. I don't need so much of shading. I usually use just 4 basic colors: yellow, red, blue, green. And I water it down, thin it down, and all sorts of things. Otherwise, I don't have a collection of colors because it's all the imagination. You can picture it. I live here in La Jolla, for example, and twice a day I take my dog for a walk along the coast. And there's a place called Casa de Mañana. It's home for the elderly. And they've got such beautiful flowers, flower arrangements. I'm so hungry when I see them. It's just like having a hit, and you get high and you get ideas, and you don't care whether you have the energy or not. You just start doing it, and eventually it turns out to be something. I never start with a fixed idea. Okay, this. Okay. Let's go along the way. Something is going to take place.
So the painting kind of manifests itself. Your art manifests itself as you're creating it. Is that what you mean?
It goes along because I want to be absent. I'm just using the energy and my body to do that. But my mind is out. My mind is on music and my time I spent in Austria and India and my childhood and other things are in my mind. Even so much to say that I even forget to eat, and I say, okay, good, now it's about time. And I look at it, it's 12 o'clock midnight. When I go into the garage sometimes at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I just get lost.
Right.
My garage is my sanctuary.
Wow. Well, I would love to visit your garage if I'm ever in La Jolla.
Yeah. A thought came to me just lately. Everyone works. And if what I'm doing, the physical part of it is known as work, but everyone work and they take a vacation, go somewhere else to vacate that place where they are for a short while. That's a vacation. For me, my vacation is just changing my media, and it takes me on another journey. I've started doing some on aluminum. If you have a chance, check those out.
I did see something on your Instagram account is pretty fun to take a look at, and we will make sure it's posted on the
Yeah,
information.
I did some aluminum pieces, and now it's getting better. Now with the aluminum pieces, if you can move side to side when you see the real piece,
Hmm.
those shiny lines that keep moving, one behind the leaf
Hmm.
and one in front of the leaf. Now, what another thought came to me is how to weave these light lines, weave them.
Mm.
Now comes the challenge, and I like to have a challenge.
Mm.
That's what makes it interesting.
I love it.
I don't like to do the same thing again.
I get it. And so every day is kind of a new day for you on that. And I
Every day, and when I go to the painting, I start as if it's a new painting. So whatever is done is done, so I can't do anything about it. And I like the weaving part because once it's cut and woven, I can't change it.
mm,
And with the aluminum also, once it's grounded,
mm,
I probably could go over that and all that, but well, I don't need to.
mm.
If I can see myself in that, and that's more than enough.
So just to
Well, then it's like going and getting a
mm.
facelift.
Okay. So you're weaving and you're weaving your canvases together. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then you're I mean and I don't I've never heard of another artist doing that. I'm sure others may be doing it, but I
No, it's never been done.
no.
It's never
Okay.
been done.
Wow, that's
No, and it's
fascinating.
the very fact why Professor Mandel and me are like pigs in a pool of mud is because uh, uh, there is so much in the mind which we don't. We always use our mind where something is to be compared with
Mm,
because we are not so sure about it,
mm,
and that's why the best will be chosen.
mm,
All that's happening in the box. And if you're doing something that no one's done, there's no competition. There's no critic. Nobody can give a critic either. A compliment, a positive compliment or a negative compliment, to me,
mm.
it's like water on a duck's back.
Right.
I say, I'm glad. Okay, good. Nice for you. No, because I'm not doing it to sell because then I'm expecting something. And
Sure.
I'm not expecting even a thank you.
Right.
I just do my thing and then I'm on my way.
So I
See, living is life and is trial and error.
I love it.
Evolving is not making the same error again.
Right. But not being afraid to make
And
an
that's
error.
why when you're on a new journey, you can never make the same mistake. That's evolving.
Yeah. I
You
love it.
can't say, don't make the same mistake again because you're too aware of that mistake that you never evolve again.
Sure. Wow.
uh,
Wow. Well, what a wonderful conversation. And honestly, Mohan, I feel like I could talk to you forever on this. And I would love to sit down sometime in your garage if I'm ever in La Jolla, which I would love to be in the next year or so.
you're
And
always welcome.
oh, thank you. And maybe we can do
You're always
another
welcome. Then
interview so people can see your
some of the
studio, your garage.
yeah, that's everyone say, where's your studio? I say in my garage.
Your garage. I know. I get it. I get it. That's fun.
Oh, in my sanctuary, that sounds too. Oh, but in
Religious.
any case, if you do come to La Jolla and if you see some of the pieces in real,
Mm.
it's amazing. My manager is working very hard on getting an exhibition which is appropriate for my work,
Oh, good. Well,
and
excellent.
she knows me through and through.
Well, Mohan Sundaresan, it's been a true pleasure speaking with you today. And I definitely, if it's okay with you, we would love to be able to check back in with you from time to time and maybe help showcase some more of your art so more people can see your craft. We really
It,
appreciate
it,
what
it
you're
has
doing.
been it has been my pleasure being with you guys, and love to all those who have heard this.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Mohan.
Thank
And
you very much.
yeah, and we will check back in with
You touch
you
base.
again soon. Thank you. Peace to you.
Sure, sure. Yeah. In the meantime, you have a good day, man.
You too, sir. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Well, what a wonderful conversation with Mr. Mohan Sundaresan. I love having departure conversations from our normal guest in there. Artists such as that are always enlightening. And while we're working on our craft, I know he's working on his. And thank you for joining us today at HC Magazine's People You Should Know. Please check us out on iTunes and download Hemp Connoisseur app, or on Android, or visit us at hcmagazine.com. Until next time, peace, love, and hempiness. You've been watching HC Magazine's People You Should Know. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe to us at hcmagazine.com, or you can download our app on Android and iOS devices. Now you can get hemp with style at your fingertips wherever you are.